So, Savinder, tell me something about yourself. Myself, Savinder. I graduated from XYZ college and I'm a very hard worker. Yes. Hello, sir. I'm Savinder here, sir. I recently graduated in 2023 from XYZ college, sir. And I'm looking for a job, sir. And I'm very excited to be here, sir. Can I have a glass of water, please? If you've ever replied like this or similar in an interview, let me give you a flash news. Your interview has not started very well. Most people realize that a good answer to tell me something about yourself sets the tone for the rest of the interview. Very, very few people realize that a great answer to this question will help you influence the interviewer on what to ask next. Let's see how to answer this question for freshers and for experienced people. As always, I'll start with the thought process. I'll start with the perspective of what an interviewer is really thinking for and what answer are they looking for. Then I will give you a formula to answer this question. Towards the end, I will give you some tips to answer this question effectively, even if you're not very comfortable with English. Let's get started. When an interviewer asks, "Tell me something about yourself," he or she is not really looking to know something about yourself. 8 times out of 10, they're just reading your resume for the first time and are just buying time by asking you that question. And it's not really their fault. A typical interviewer is interviewing a ton of people every single day for weeks, if not months. This is especially true for fresher or lesser experienced people, may not be true if you're going in as a very, very senior profile. So, in this kind of a landscape, when the person asking the question is not really looking for an answer, how the heck do you give a good answer? The interviewee's perspective. This is your chance to say something so awesome in the first 30 to 40 seconds that will catch the interviewer's attention and you can potentially hit the ball out of the park. Also, as you will realize, in the answer, we are planting enough hooks for the interviewer to latch on so that we can guide the interviewer on what to ask us next. And that, my dear friends, is obviously a question whose answer we are very comfortable in giving. The formula: present, past, and future in that sequence. Let me explain. Present is basically who are you, to be answered in less than 30 to 40 seconds. It has 3 parts: your current role, your success metrics, and one recent achievement. Let's answer these 3 for an experienced person. I'm a DevOps consultant at XYZ, focused on large enterprise customers in UK and Europe markets. My primary responsibilities include customer-facing interactions, including technology solutions and consulting assignments. A recent win I'd like to share is when I created a release and environment management strategy for cloud native and legacy stacks for one of Europe's large retailer, which helped us close a 500k GBP deal. The advantages of this approach: starting off with your current role will help you focus and not go off track. Success metrics and numbers demonstrate that you're confident in your abilities and are result oriented. Achievement interests the interviewer and can plant subsequent follow-up questions. Things like, what was the retailer's pain point? What's the release strategy you used? What were the key solution tenets? Now let's assume you're a fresher and apply this same structure to a fresher's answer. I passed out from computer science engineering in the year 2022 with a GPA of this. Now say that only if you have an awesome GPA, otherwise you're going to meet those. In success metrics, you can talk about internships done, contribution to open source along with the GitHub link, papers published in an international magazine, hackathons won, coding contest won. In the recent achievements, you can talk about your comparative programming, Google Summer of Code, HackerRank score, CodeChef rating, Lead Code rating. One word of caution, especially for freshers. Whatever you are showcasing, ensure that it has enough meat. If you're stating that you committed to open source, please provide the GitHub link. Without the GitHub link, contribution to source code doesn't have any sense. And make sure the GitHub has enough commits. It doesn't make sense to show 3 commits in the last 1 year. You're shooting yourself in the foot. Number 2, past. How you got here. Another 30 to 40 seconds. 3 things again. Identify 2 to 3 attributes that this job description is looking for. Match your experience to these attributes. And then pick one key moment from your experience which substantiates these attributes. If you're a fresher, here's how you can explain this. As a core team member of our college IEEE program, I'm responsible for planning and executing our Industry Connect program. Since this requires reaching out to industry leaders, I took the initiative and used free tools like Canva and MailChimp to re-engage with our prospects. After other student bodies noticed the success in our invitation rate, how we were able to get some of the top industry speakers into our sessions, they came asking for help. I conducted a training for 10 odd event coordinators within our college. The training received a satisfaction score of 98%. Let's give an accounting spin to the same profile. As a core team member of our college IEEE wing, I'm responsible for budget and spending of our yearly grants. In the year 2022, I could ensure a saving of 16.5% due to the various optimization measures I took throughout the year. As you can see, the same experience can be fitted to highlight different aspects that you want to showcase. Part 3, the future. Why you're such a good fit for this role. Another 20 seconds. My front-facing customer experience combined with the 100+ customer pitches that I've done in the last 2 years and over GBP 2.3 million of net new business wins demonstrates a sound understanding of UK-Europe technology sector. Along with my tech plus business acumen, backed by your technology depth, I'm sure we can accelerate the business growth of this region. Now let's see how to adapt that for a fresher. As someone who has been managing our college Industry Connect programs, I've been fortunate to be able to use the concept I learned in my courses and apply them in practical solutions. Also, the 4+ open source projects that I've done supplement this understanding. My experience combined with the open source projects makes me a strong asset at XYZ. Did you notice that throughout the last about 100 seconds, every time I've been planting hooks for the interviewer to latch on? Release and environment management strategy, cloud native and legacy stacks, Europe's large retailer, 500k GBP deal, open source project, paper, hackathon, coding contest, Canva, MailChimp, 100+ customer pitches, 2.3 million GBP net new business, UK-Europe technology sector, saving of 16.5%, cost optimization measures. I'm sure you get the drift. What do you do if you're not very confident with your English? Look at the interviewer's eye, even if it is in the camera. It is okay to lose on English. It is not okay to lose on confidence. Number 2, talk slowly. Let them realize that you're making the effort. They will appreciate it. The content in your conversation will help them appreciate it. I have conducted several interviews where the interviewee is not very comfortable in his or her English, and I can literally see them forming the answer in their native language, then translating it in English, and then speaking it. And that is perfectly fine as long as the content has meat. Voice modulation. Do not talk like a robot. When you're putting forth an important point, lean forward and point to the interviewer. When you're hitting something home, lean back and talk with confidence. Number 4. A good interview is a conversation, a two-way conversation. It is not a monologue. Hear what they're asking and make sure you understand the question before you spit out your response. It is perfectly okay to ask the interviewer, "Excuse me, I didn't understand the question. Can you repeat it again, please?" If you still don't understand, it is still okay to say, "Hey, I don't think I get your question correctly. Is it possible for you to please rephrase your question so that I make sure I understand it?" Once, when I was taking an interview, the interviewee even said, "Hey, I hear your question. Let me repeat the question to you to make sure that I got the question correctly." I was super impressed. Number 5. The interviewer is here to select a candidate. Help them in this process by not screwing up and enjoy your selection. I hope this video helped clear up some of your doubts on this very important question. Tell me something about yourself. Comment on any other topic that you would want to see the video on. I'll add them to my backlog and prioritize them for subsequent sprints. Head over to my channel to see more such videos on how to create a killing LinkedIn profile, how to make your resume, to see other resume reviews, and a lot of other content. Weekly content coming up every single week. See you in the next one. Cheers. Bye.